Hello, and welcome to the 9th video in a series on the tabletop role-playing game Bunkers and Badasses. In this video, we'll be discussing the Commando skill tree and give a sample build. I'll give a brief description of each skill and my personal opinion. When discussing the sample build, I'll go through the skill taken at each level and my reasoning for each choice. Our first skill is Sentry. It increases the damage and duration of the action skill. This synergizes with other skills later and is a great choice. Ready boosts the speed stat. I generally recommend any skill which boosts base stats, but do not recommend additional skill points for the skill check bonuses. Expertise boosts non-favored guns. Anything that boosts non-favored guns is a trap and should not be taken. Impact boosts the mastery stat and is worth a single point. Starting off the second tier, we have Laser Sight. This gives a modest accuracy boost to the action skill. The damage increase is very small, so I don't recommend it. Overload increases the hits at all ranges for one gun type. This can significantly increase damage for a gun. I recommend using 1 point for a gun to specialize in, like rocket launchers. Metal Storm gives an extra attack after an enemy kill. This is very powerful, even at early levels. Grenadier boosts grenade damage and rolls. This is generally good and synergizes well with other skills. Last Ditch Effort gives extra movement and a damage boost when shields are depleted. This can be useful as an escape plan. For the third tier, we start with Scorched Earth, which boosts the damage of the action skill. It changes the damage dice from D8s to D12s. Onslaught gives extra movement and a modest damage boost on kill. It's worth a point just to get extra movement to reposition. Steady boosts a base stat as well as grenades and rocket launchers. It's worth it just for the stat boost. Adding more skill points is ideal when specializing with rocket launchers and synergizes very well with Overload. Battlefront gives boost while using the action skill. It has great synergy and is a good choice. Kicking off the fourth tier is Duty Calls, which boost non-favored guns. This is a trap and should be avoided. Do or Die allows you to throw 2 grenades per throw. It consumes grenades quickly, but is very strong. Resourceful increases the number of action skill uses per encounter. This is a great skill. Maglock is mislabeled Smirk on the PDF. It is situational, but the amount of creative options this allows is worth the point. Quick Charge is mislabeled as Last Ditch Effort on the PDF. It can significantly increase survivability, but is only worth the first point. Fifth tier starts with Longbow Turret, which deals damage on activating the action skill and allows it to be activated at a distance. It's worth at least a point. Ranger increases all base stats and skill checks. This is a great skill. Grit prevents dropping to 0 health once per day. This is situational, but I wouldn't want to get caught without it. Phalanx Shield makes the action skill much more durable and allows it to move. This is a great skill for creative players. It cannot be understated that every skill at 5th tier is really strong. The Capstone is Nuke, which deals radiation damage when using the action skill. The element type and blast radius make this a great capstone. Taking all the skills into consideration, I'll now start walking through my sample build. In general, I invest 3 skill points in a tier and immediately move to the next tier and try to access the capstone as soon as possible. I always take the capstone regardless of its quality. Starting off the build is Sentry. Increasing the damage and duration of the action skill is very useful. Next are Impact and Ready, which boost base stats. Anything that boosts base stats is a good pick. At the second tier, I start with Metal Storm. This skill allows players to create kill chains and is extremely powerful, especially at early levels. Overload is a strong skill and allows players to specialize with a particular gun. I prefer rocket launchers since it synergizes with Steady later. Last Ditch Effort is useful for an escape plan, but is so situational that it is very low priority for this tier. Down at the third tier, I start with Onslaught to allow for better repositioning during kill chains. Steady is a great skill and is more universally useful than Battlefront. Kicking off the 4th tier, Resourceful allows for buffs like Battlefront to be used more often. The overall survivability boost from Quick Charge gives a lot of peace of mind. Do or Die is a great damage boost, but is a low priority. Finally, at 5th tier, Ranger is so universally useful it should be taken as soon as possible. Phalanx Shield and Longbow Turret are only limited by the creativity of the player. At the capstone, Nuke is a great damage boost. After the capstone, I'll round out the build with other very useful skills before maxing out previous skills. Grit is too important to pass up. Scorched Earth and Grenadier are great damage boost overall, but were very basic compared to other extremely useful skills. Maglock is very useful to creative players, but is so situational that I made it a low priority skill. The remaining skills are prioritized by damage boost. Steady will be used the most often. Battlefront and Sentry are only useful when using the action skill. Do or Die is affected by the number of grenades and will probably get the least use. Lastly, I chose Ranger to help improve their skill checks, but Grit is just as good at this point. This build is very specialized for rocket launchers, grenades, and action skill use. That'll do it for this build. Let me know what you think of this build in the comments below. In the next video, I'll discuss the 4th of my class builds with the Gunzerker. Thanks for watching.